over 300 every single weekend. Sometimes it goes well over 400, and I've seen it go over 500 a couple of times. Just depends on how busy people get and where they're at and if they remember to get on. But every single week, 10 to 30 brand new people joining the team. And that's what you see in Zoom. There's a bunch of other ones on the call, on the telephone that we can't see right now. So again, welcome for all you new folks. And I got excited when I heard, I think it was Dawn check in from, or Arlene, one of them checked in from Florida. And I was excited about that because I'm in Florida. So I thought we wanted to give Texas a little bit of competition today, didn't we? Even though it looks like Texas is definitely showing out. There must have been 6 or 7 different people from Texas. That's a beautiful thing to see. And guess what? We are going to be down in Texas in the not so distant future. So I hope to see each and every one of you there. I look forward to meeting all of you down in Texas. So welcome, welcome, welcome. For all of you that are brand new, my name is Niall Eddy, and I'm in Central Florida. I started in North Florida. My kids grew out. I was empty nested. I went down to South Florida. And when I got down to South Florida, some turn of events just made it so that I would end up moving again. And I moved to Central Florida after taking a nice trip out west. And I found a nice little, like a honey hole here in Central Florida with a whole bunch of lakes all around me. And why is that a honey hole or a heaven for me? Because I love to fish. It's my favorite thing to do if I'm not working. I love to work and I love to fish. That's what I do. And I get to spend all my time with the love of my life, who's also my business partner right down here, building with me. We get up every morning, we get to our desk, and we look to see who we get to help today. It's a fantastic thing to be a part of. I've been in this industry for 35 years now, and I've known the co-founders for 30 of those 35 years. Which means what? They're fantastic people, and I'm glad that I met them that long ago, and I'm glad that I made that decision to make sure I keep them a part of my life. Rory is an unbelievable techie. Let's get to the design behind a lot of the stuff that you guys are looking at, and Tanya is that his co-founder and partner is that strong businesswoman that is just organized and has a work ethic like I've never seen before. They complement each other well. They make a power couple, and they're building something for you. So I say I've been here for 35 years. Now you guys can go to the YouTube channel, Rory Rickard, Triple R 247, and you can watch any of the old Tuesday nights, and you can hear my story. You can see how much I love what I do, and I love what I'm a part of, and what happened here, and what's the life changes that happened for me and my children after I met the Rickers and getting involved in this industry. But I want you to meet Rory and Tanya. Want you to meet more of the leadership, more of the people. You're going to see them in front of a lot of times, but they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes also, right? We're going to start with all of our MSIs. What is an MSI? As you are here for a while, you move up through the ranks. When you're moving up through the ranks, what does that mean? It means you're making more money for one, but you got a bigger team and more people and more responsibilities, and you're doing something to help more people, right? You start off as your first level as an instructor in training. Most of you are going to be an instructor in training in the first couple of weeks. And after that, you become an instructor. Once you become an instructor and you start helping other people, and that's all it is, just helping other people learn what you learned over the last couple of weeks, right? Plug into the system and follow it. Then you become a CSI, a certified system instructor. Once you start getting that team underneath you, you move up to a gold system instructor. Then the next step after that is platinum system instructor. Then the next step after that is master system instructor. The last 2 weeks, I've introduced 2 of those master system instructors to you. Dina Eddy, Linda Horn. Does she turn her camera off? She's here, but those are the 2 people, and you can go back and listen to the last Tuesdays. This Tuesday, I'm going to introduce another master system instructor to you. I got to meet this person probably 4 years ago for the first time. We've worked on a lot of projects together. We've gone fishing together. We've traveled around and enjoyed some beaches of the world together. We've done a lot of things together. We broke bread. We've had cocktails together. And of course, did I mention fishing? Yeah, we love to fish. She loves to fish too. So that works out just fine. I love when I meet a new leader and they love to fish as well. Amen. But she's also somebody who does a lot of extra projects behind the scenes to make sure things are running smoothly and helping Rory and Tanya take care of some very big parts of our business. And I'm not going to take her thunder away. I'm going to let her tell you all about that, her role that she's taking in here. But it's just another person attracted to this company by Rory and Tanya and the system that we have, and got plugged in, fell in love, and decided, like a lot of us have already, that this is her future, this is her career. And can I say this part? She was able to walk away from that job, and now she's here helping all of us, you, the brand new person, and you who's been here for 5 years. One of our MSIs and a friend, and representing that great state of Texas that we just heard so much about. Stacy Southward, the call is yours. The microphone is yours. Take it away. Can't wait to hear what you're going to share. And I know everybody else is too.
No. So yeah, it actually will be 5 years in August when I met both you and Dina in Dallas. And
Wow,
only,
wow.
yeah, only thing is I'm originally from Minnesota. And so we moved down here. It'll be 4 years this coming August. By the way, folks, be careful of what you manifest, because on August 19th of 2019, I told Rory I needed to be out of my full-time job. And on August 19th of 2020, we were moving from Minnesota to Texas. So yeah, I started this gig as a supplemental income. My husband and I both were working salaried jobs up in Minnesota, and you're going to hear my accent come out. Sorry, it's there. And I was looking for something more. Been doing different direct sales things for, oh goodness, over 25 years now. Was in one that a wine club, and we went to New York, and I was walking through this hotel lobby, and my phone kept beeping off that I was getting these different messages to come join this wine club. And I'd see this entire group of people sit there and giggle in the hotel lobby every time my phone, I'd sit there and look at my phone like, what the heck? I finally, my shy self, I walked up to them and asked what were they doing to my phone, because I was already part of this wine club, and they were kind of giggling and hemming and hawing. And I hear this let me talk to her. And they, like literally Moses parting the Red Sea. Out comes this rosy cheek guy. It was Rory. He filled me in. He's talked about this blogging thing, and I got hung up on the word blogging. Long and the short of it is, I jumped in a few weeks later, and my original instructor, she had some life changes. Rory took me on after I wanted to quit. 6 months in, guys, I was done. I had it. I wasn't making anything. I was so frustrated. I even told Rory to his face I was done. And he stopped and said, well, why are you wanting to quit? Whose business is this anyhow? And I said, well, it's my business, but my instructor is not teaching me. And he's like, okay, so why are you walking away from something where the roadblock has just been lifted from you? I didn't look at it that way. I looked at it that I was missing out on having an instructor, not that a roadblock got out of my way so I could continue to elevate myself. Rory saw something in me, and he's taught me that same thing in each of my students that come on board, that he believed in me that I could do what I am doing. And I believe in all of you. You were all led here for a reason. So getting to move down here to Texas, yes, I did walk away from my job. It literally is 4 years ago on May 29th of 2020, middle of the pandemic. I was an essential employee, and I walked away from a 27-year job. It wasn't a career, it was a job. My passion for my job, I loved what I did, but my loyalty shifted because of a situation that occurred. And family things changed, where we needed to move to Texas to be closer to my mother-in-law. 1,500 miles is just a little too far away for us. So my husband and I upped and moved to the Rio Grande Valley. And I know that one of my students here, Mr. Donald, is not that far from me. He's down here in the RGV with me. And I'm so excited that he's on board with us. But I love it down here. I don't have to see the white stuff anymore. And because of Rory's belief in what I could achieve, I've been achieving a lot more than I ever thought I could achieve. When he and Tanya awarded me, graced me with becoming a master system instructor, I never thought it was something I could get to. I didn't realize I had enough students to do it. And so that, okay, mark that off. Now I'm all in. And anytime Rory needs a spreadsheet done, I'm your volunteer. I love doing spreadsheets. But I do a lot more. Some of the other things I do for you guys is it's called RAM, Residual Affiliate Marketing. Some of you also know it as Cash Network Direct, CND. I'm the administrator that when you apply to get your free links, I'm the one that approves you or disapproves you. And I love it because it means you're following the system. When you're applying, you are following the system where you already have your anchor pages done and you are already progressing forward in the whole system, that now you're on step 2 and can get those kiosk offers. Following the system is what it's all about, guys. It's not that hard. And I can't wait to see where all we're going to go. But my newest achievement, there's a lot of us that made it, and I'm going to do my official unboxing. It came today in the mail. I earned the Rising Star with our #1 anchor. And when I got it, I didn't know I got it. All of a sudden I saw that I had earned it. And what it is the prestigious, cannot be purchased Velveeta hat autographed by Costa Gara and Jeff Mack themselves. And it's going to be fun to walk around here because this is a white stuff that I can handle. I can handle a hat. So, you know, all I can say, guys, if you're feeling kind of overwhelmed, we've all been there, and get ready to have some fun. And speaking of fun, it's now my privilege to introduce to you guys one of our co-founders who has been very instrumental. It wasn't just Rory, but the other half, the better half, my co-B. We're both blueprints. We're not gray. It's black or white. We follow it all the way. She has helped me get my time control under control. I love blocking because you know what? The planner looks like a great big spreadsheet. And so, Tanya, I thank you for helping me and my team and everybody else here become more productive so that we can continue to grow and put our belief and servant attitudes and pay it forward to others, that we can continue to grow. So Tanya, thank you so much, and love you.
Thank you, Stacy. I love you too. So glad to have you on board here full time, you guys. She is a rock star. She's amazing. And she does a lot behind the scenes, and she has for a long time. And hopefully now she's got her hat on so she can focus and grow. And I mean, she already has, obviously. She wouldn't be an MSI here if she wasn't. But I'm just really proud of her success. And congratulations on the Rising Star. That's no small feat, my lady. That's awesome. So congratulations. If you guys don't know, that's one of our anchor offers there, Velveeta. It's a health and nutrition, and we absolutely love it. It's definitely been an amazing vehicle for success. And I'm just very, very proud of that organization. It is founded by a really good friend for Rory and I. His name is Costa Gara. We have known him for over 20 years. Yeah, it's just, you know, when you know somebody for that long, it really bears in mind the fact that you have a connection with them, they're a good person, and you want to work with them, right? So when they come to you with an opportunity, hey, he's one of those people, when he came to us with an opportunity, we listened because we'd known him for so long that we knew his value and what he had to say. And that could be said for a lot. I've known Niall equally as long, if not actually more, longer than that, about 30 years. ages me a bit. I think I'm looking good. It's our products, but yeah, it's just it's the reason why is like I've worked with him in other areas as well, and because we knew him, we knew his mindset, right? We connected that way, and the same with Linda. I've known her forever. I've known Shane Belcito here, one of our MSIs. I've known him forever. So it's just the opportunity that we have with some of our leaders here are truthfully amazing. And I feel very blessed to be able to work with them. So thank you, Stacy, for sharing that your story and sharing your experience. And she's right, there is no gray. Black and white, there's no gray. That's what it's about. But yeah, you guys, I just want to talk a little bit about what we have here with Triple R because it's so unique. I don't think people understand really what we have and the value of it because there's nothing else out there like this. Okay, nothing. It's a blogging and posting ads to make money working from home. That's number one. And yes, you can absolutely do that. That's what we have. We really have the opportunity to do everything that you want, from small to big, whatever you want. The only vehicle, the only hurdle in your way is absolutely you. It's your mindset, it's your focus, it's your determination, it's you. So that's our start. That's what we have here for those who want to just do that. Then we have another opportunity where you can become an instructor here and help grow and help other people grow. And Rory always says it well. We make money when you make money. It's because we're teaching you how to do what we do, and we work together to grow as a work family unit here. Rory and I wanted that kind of environment where people could come and not be judged and work and create a family work environment that was amazing. And that's really what we wanted. We wanted people to not be able to have to hold back their, any of their beliefs or their feelings or their thoughts with whatever they feel. And we wanted to be able to have that open mindset here. And so we really truthfully couldn't find it anywhere else. So we wanted to create it ourselves. If you guys haven't read Rory's book, I highly recommend it. It's amazing. It tells his story. And the only reason I even speak of it now, because it was a long time ago, is because I think a lot of people believe that wealth comes from wealth. And that is absolutely not true. It's absolutely not true. Rory came from poverty. Okay. So did I. Wealth doesn't come from wealth. It comes from mindset. It comes from determination. It comes from what you're willing to do. And here in this organization of Triple R, RR247, Rory and I believe in that so profoundly that we're willing to help you guys who do not know how to help yourselves. And we help you with the system that's been created and also with free marketing that you're never, ever going to get anywhere else. No, you won't. I promise you. You're not going to find it. No one's going to say, here's a bunch of leads, go work them. Nope. It's not going to be. People told us that when we were in the industry, people told us we were crazy for doing it. It's not going to work. You guys aren't going to see success. And we've been doing this, for 18 years, maybe now?
Almost 18, yep.
Almost 18, I think. Yeah. So it's been a while. It's been a while and it's been successful. And we do have people here who have been here that long. So, I mean, that's what it's all about. We have a Miss Donna here who's been here that long. She's one of our first. Donna and Kathleen and Linda. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely amazing. Sheila too, I believe. Shane for sure, because Shane was one of our friends we called right away. And so, yeah, it's just absolutely phenomenal with what they have achieved themselves and also what we have here to offer everyone. And we really do. We have it from, like, if you just want to post ads and just want to work on your PBS, we have that. And we have the, all the anchor offers that you can join in and become a part of and market and go and help people join to make money and grow yourself to get your name in spotlights and extra money. So we have it all. We have everything from in between. And it's such a phenomenal opportunity. But I speak about Rory's story because he tells a lot about it in his book. You guys, he came from, and I'm going to say probably more than he's even shared, but he came from an abusive situation, very, very dark place. And I knew him as a child. We were young together. He was my brother's best friend. And he did not look like somebody who was going to succeed. All right. He'd come over to my house with black eyes and you didn't think he was going to make it out. My family fellowshipped him and loved on him because that's who we were. And we slowly saw his perspective change and his direction and his drive change, and saw him start to achieve great things young age. And he was driven very young. to help provide for his mother. About 14 years old, he was paying the family mortgage. And you guys, that's a young boy working long hours, and he paid his mother's mortgage. Yeah, he just moved forward on and kept going. And he learned the value of hard work and focus and direction from his grandfather. And his grandfather would always tell him, Rory, there's nothing you cannot achieve if you don't put your mind to it. There's nothing. And if he ever had a question and thought, hey, Grandpa, I want to do this, he goes, you can do it, son. Here's how. I'm going to help you how. This is how you're going to do it. And he was really blessed with that. And I think that, God looked over him and protected him and put him in that right family, if you will, to help him achieve great things, because he knew we had all these people here to help. And that's truthfully what it's all about. It's about helping all of you guys here. We want you guys to see that vision and that mindset and that direction. And it's truthfully about not giving up on yourself. So, I want to welcome all you newbies, all you new ones. I love hearing all the names and everybody new coming in here. You didn't get to hear Niall's story, but I'm going to share a little bit of it because he has a lot of similarity. You're going to see why Rory and he really connected. I'm sorry, Niall, I'm going to share a little bit here. Hopefully it's not too personal, but Niall is a hardworking man, very much a family man. He also comes from a very broken background and a love of his mother, and really wanted to support her and take care of her. And he's a hardworking person who just knows that he needed to help out and do what he needed to do. And he jumped in and helped his mother as well, as much as he could. And then this fine young man here was part of our services here. He was you were in the Army, right? In the Army. He served, and I'm so proud of you. Thank you for your service, Niall. I'm so proud of that fact, and I'm a very country loving woman right here, second generation American. So I'm very proud of what we have. So he served our country, and he came into his beautiful family, started having these beautiful babies, and he's had hardship hit him like you would not believe. And I'm not going to share all of it because it's personal. He needs to write his own story. But the man kept going. When people would knock out and back down, he kept going. And he achieved, and I saw him work his butt off, and he achieved great success. And with that became this ability to share that inspiration with his children. He talks about his son is an entrepreneur as well, and he's been able to share that vision and that dream with his children, and many of them have followed in his footsteps. And it's just such a blessing. And with that hardworking and that driven attitude, obviously he's going to connect with Rory. Similar background, similar drive. It's just amazing. So thank you, Niall, for everything you do here to help out from behind the scenes. So there's so many new people here coming back the last few days. I just had to share a little bit of his story. But he's been in this industry for over 30 years as well with Rory and I. And Rory and I have been in this industry for over 30 years. And so it's just been such a blessing to meet people and to grow personally with them. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight because it's just such a opportunity, you guys, is your approach to wealth and success. I asked a couple of weeks ago, so for those of you who are new, aren't going to remember, but I asked some very important questions. And I started off with these questions for a reason. So when I took over all the trainings, Rory was doing all these, I took them over a couple of weeks ago. My very first thing to you guys was you need to ask yourself why you're here. Why? And you need to go down that rabbit hole of why for that? How come I want to do that? Why is this the answer? Why? And sometimes it'll take you 20 times until you actually find the answer. And it could be simple and it could be complicated. It is unique to you. And then when you get there and you find your why, you need to ask yourself if it's worth fighting for. Is it worth fighting for? Are you willing to change? Because change is different. I want to say hard, but I don't think so. It's just different. It just means you've got to do something different than you've been doing in the past, right? And for people who have been who are older like Niall and myself, we have to reevaluate our why, because our why changes. What we're here for, why are we here? It does change, even within Triple R. As long as I've been doing this, my why for doing this has changed. And it's just unique. And actually you need to take the time to evaluate that, because that is going to kick off success for you in other areas. But you got to know why first. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about your approach to success and wealth. because you're here obviously to find wealth. I mean, that's what we offer is extra money, right? So you're here to find success and wealth. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about everything that you guys can achieve here. And the number one thing I want to say is I've talked a little bit about some other topics. I've talked about your why. I've talked about goal-oriented goals, and I've talked a whole bunch about different things. But I want to talk a little bit today about your mindset. Okay, I want to talk about your mindset. And you guys bear with me because this is different. We're doing something different, so we're going to be talking about different things, right? So if you look it up, mindset, what is it? It's a lens or frame of mind which orientates an individual to a particular set of associations and expectations. That's what it means. It orientates an individual to a particular set of associations and expectations. So everyone's gonna have their own mindset. Everybody has a different past, and I say this a lot, and I mean it with no disrespect, but we all have sad stories. All of us have gone through hardships. Hardships is a part of life. It's not the hardships, it's what you do with them. It's how you move forward, how you continue to grow. There's been so many different things that I've learned through some very hard times, and I've learned the value of keep going. So the different things that reflect on my brain for my mindset are going to be different than yours. But our mindset plays a huge dramatic role in the determining of our health and our well-being and our wealthy success. It really makes a huge difference. Everybody starts it everybody has a default mode, okay? And so I'm gonna talk about two different modes of your brain for your mind. Everybody has a default mode. And I'm gonna read these numbers to you because I thought this was very interesting. 46.9% of the time, that's half the day, friends, our brains are in autopilot. Can you believe that? Our brains are in autopilot. They're off in la la land. I don't know where they are. That is just unreal to me. So 46.9% of the time, and this is a newer thing. It was less than that, but now it's more. So our brains have two modes in ways in which we think. It's two different ways. We have what is called the default mode. That's a scientific term, actually. And I like to call the next one a direct mode. So we have our default mode and our direct mode. So the default mode, I like to refer to that, as I've heard it referred to before too, as well as autopilot, right? So that's when you are just sitting there, your thoughts shift and fly away, and you're kind of thinking, you're just, daydreaming or thinking of different things. You're off in la la land. You don't know what you're thinking about, right? And that is a very dangerous place to be. And because you're not really controlling what you're thinking. Your brain's just going. Number two is a direct mode. And this is the mode where you are present and you are choosing. That's the key. You are choosing and controlling what you think about. And the amazing thing here is you get the choice. You get to make the choice. I love that. How many of you guys as a parent would tell your children, knowing is half the battle. When you know, you can choose, you get to direct the focus and you get to direct the change. So you have a choice. Either repeat what you have been doing for the last however many years, or you can evolve from it. And that's what I want to say. It's really what it is. It's about evolving. How many of you guys think the wealth stays with the wealth and the poor just keep staying poor? Yeah, it's not true. But you know why it's very common? I'm going to say it's common. It's because of mindset. Because the poor think that they're not going to get rich. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this so you guys can see why. So an autopilot is what you default to. Okay, so it's whenever you're sitting there quietly, and that's what your brain, whatever it defaults to, whatever it starts thinking on its own, that is autopilot. So direct, when you're thinking direct, you have the ability and you're deliberately choosing what you're going to think about. So this is what I do. I deliberately choose what I'm going to think about every time. I place good thoughts in it, and if I do not know, if I haven't thought of a path, which is rare now because I've been doing this for so long, I have a book of if you guys don't know me, I talk about this all the time, but I start my day with my Bible study. And so I have my study on the side of my day, and I refer to it daily, all the time, all throughout the day. So if I have a moment to think, I'm thinking about that. I'm focusing on that and how I can learn and grow from that. And so I'm deliberately choosing what I'm going to think. When you start to realize and embrace the fact that being deliberate thinker is a skill you guys can change. You can master the skill of being a deliberate thinker. It is one that you want to master. Trust me, you want to master this. And it's one that you have to practice. Okay. So doing, I call it a mindset reset, because right here, triple R, reset, refocus, recommit. So I call it a mind reset. All right. You guys, I'm going to show you guys the keys to re-switching your brain, doing a reset for your mind, and how to follow that path. How to follow that path to help yourselves. And I promise you, every single one of you here, even if you've been here for a while, you need this. I promise you. Doing a mind reset is not an event, it is a process. And if anyone knows me, they know I love processes, because you have to work at this. It's not an overnight thing. It's a process. It's a continuation that you have to do. So you have to, it's the process of the negative and limiting beliefs that you have already stored in your system, and you default to those, and those are encoded. They are encoded in your default network. Now, that's from scientists. I'm going to quote some scientific terms here. They did a study on this. I'm going to talk about it in just a minute, but they're in your default network. It's in your brain, and you will repeat those over and over again unless you reset it. So you want to know how to make change. You want to have a lot of different happiness in your life. You want to have success. It all starts with figuring out what your brain defaults to. Okay. So okay, let me see. Oh, I have notes here because I wanted to make sure this is a hard thing to teach on, because it's something that I just knew. So to kind of go through my own brain, kind of pick it out and kind of put it down, I want to make sure I got all the thoughts for you, because I, like Rory, was blessed with the good mentors, and I've lived my life that way from a young age too. And so it's really, this has been something I've done for many times in my life. When I had a negative thought, I was automatically corrected until I would think something positive. So it's just taken a lot for me to rethink this also. Excuse me if I refer to some notes, you guys, but that's why. So this is, let's see, where was I? So it's so common to think negatively and to default to negative. This syndrome is either because someone in your past has trained you to think negatively, or because you've had a lot of bad things happen to you and you've trained yourself to think this way, right? Bad things happen to everybody, you guys. It is a part of life. Bad things are going to happen. And if you constantly allow your mind to default to the bad things, it draws light to those things, right? So well, I'm just going to say some particular things that many people default to thinking, like that they're a loser, they're not worthy of love, they're not worthy of success, they can't achieve wealth, they can't achieve healthiness or weight loss, they can't achieve love. And once you keep thinking those things, it becomes the default mode, and it becomes what you continue to think of. And I'm going to try to help you guys with that. The scientists call this default mode. It's the neurons in your brain, and they automatically program your brain. And I'm just looking at the notes here. It says they call the default mode network. That's the actual scientific term, default mode network. It's the neurons in your brain that automatically think what we need to do and different things we need to go to, because we have a lot of things in life that we don't need to think about. We just need to automatically go to, right? So we just need to make sure that our patterns are accurate. So when we're thinking all those things, and you guys, so many people, I cannot tell you how many people I talk to, tell me these things. They're a loser. They don't think they can achieve wealth. They don't think that it's never worked for them. It's never going to. They actually think this. And you know what? You're going to get what you think. I mean, I love that quote from Abraham Lincoln. Whether you are a winner or a failure, you are right. Whether you think you're a winner, whether you think you're a failure, you're correct. It is exactly what you think. And I love that quote. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story. You know how you guys many people don't realize this, but if you're right-handed or left-handed, you can teach yourself to be the other, right? You can. So when you automatically, I'm right-handed, so when I automatically grab a pen, I go for my right hand. But if I practice over and over again, I can teach myself to write with my left hand, right? Now, when I first do this, my writing's going to look like crap. Excuse the language. It's going to look terrible. It's going to look like baby scribble. But the more I practice, the more I'm consistent, the better it's going to get. And it's the same with mindset. the more you practice, the better it's going to get. So I'm wanting to set up the fact that this is something that you have to continually work at, and you can get better. And with this, you guys, you can achieve success. That's the whole breakdown to this, is for you guys to get out of your own way, because that is the biggest hurdle, and for you guys to achieve success. So it's when we do this process, we really have to work on when we start thinking something negative, to switch it to positive. And every time you do it, it's like a muscle, and the more you do it, the better and better you will get at it. I start my day with very positive thinking and with a gratitude. And so one of my mentors told me that the best way to change your brain from negative to positive is by gratitude, and to have a gratitude journal. And guess what? Y'all know I love to plan. I have a gratitude journal. I've had one for years. And this is my gratitude journal right here. And every single day, I have a habit of writing 3 things I'm grateful for right in the morning. I put this on my bed right in the morning, every morning. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. If I happen to not have this with me, I will do it in my phone to myself and make sure I put it in to see. Because every single one of us here has something to be grateful for. Whether it's just, I woke up today and I'm breathing, whether it's as small as that. Also, sometimes it's been, I have to say, it's been, oh my gosh, this is a great cup of coffee. And sometimes it's been that too. But everybody has something to be grateful for. Everybody. And that helps start to train you to think positively. So when you start to think negatively, if you start to think of gratitude, it switches your mindset. You guys, everything I'm going to tell you here, guess what you can find in a big old book called Bible. So just let you know there. Everything you've read, it's amazing to me as many times as I've read that book, how many times everything that my mentors have taught me, I've found back there. So that just should tell you something, that everyone should start there. I'll tell you that right there. You should start by reading that one. But anyway, so that's where was I? I lost my train of thought. I get off in tangents. This is why I have to have notes, friends. But yeah, start with a gratitude journal, and that will help you guys go forward. And it helps you switch your brain. And the more you practice this, the better you're going to get. And you guys, you need to ask yourself the big question here. Why do you feel this way? And you guys, the thing about personal growth is really about asking yourself the questions and being willing to hear the hard answers. Why do I feel that I'm not worthy of success? Why am I wanting to quit on myself? You guys heard Stacy. She talked about quitting. I love that part of her story because it's so true. Everybody makes excuses as to why they can't do it. Is it different? Absolutely. But is your reason for being here so important to you that you're willing to push forward? And a lot of that is because you guys do not think or believe you can. Truthfully, I cannot tell you how many people I've spoken to that think they cannot do it. You can. It's consistent work. It's showing up when the day is hard. It's pushing forward. It's going to be hard sometimes, but you just keep getting up. And don't get in your own way. Don't get stuck on scrolling. And you guys, I'm going to say that a lot because I cannot tell you how many people waste time scrolling on their phone. They waste so much time, and that phone isn't paying you anything. And I don't know, I guess it gives you some kind of joy, but I don't understand it. But it's not. And one of my mentors said to this, successful people have big libraries. Everyday people have big TVs. And that means no disrespect. He would say that. That's not how he knows what I'm talking about. Successful people have big libraries, and everyday people have big TVs. It's because when you want to be successful, you have to be willing to become worthy of success. And that starts with your mind. It starts with your brain. So if you can change your life by just changing your brain, don't you want to? Don't you want to change what your life is about? Don't you want to figure out why you have this limiting belief on yourself? And again, I asked you guys to say I want you guys to ask yourself this, because I asked you before, why do you think that way? But I also want you to say, what is your limiting belief, and what is it costing you? How much have you missed out on in the past of your life because you've allowed those negative thoughts to think you couldn't do it, you couldn't be successful, you couldn't achieve? And that's really, I really want you guys to see that. When I've talked to people, they've said, I'm scared to fail, or I don't feel like I deserve the money, or I don't feel like I deserve success, or I don't know, I don't think I can do it. They've all these beliefs, and it's all been things that they've been told, or that their life has trained them to think this way, and they've defaulted to those thoughts. But when you see it and you realize it, then you can change it and continue this pattern, you guys. But you first have to ask yourself the questions. You have to dive into yourself and ask yourself, what is my limiting belief? Where did it come from? And what is it costing me? What has it costed me now? What is it costing me in the future? And what is it going to cost me? What does it cost me in the past? And what is it going to cost me in the future? Because those are huge things. But if you look at what you have allowed yourself to stop you, you can see that you had a potential for greatness. We were all made with that potential for greatness. I absolutely know that to be true. And when we start to think negatively of ourselves and break ourselves down, that ability to become great and become worthy of joy and success and happiness and all that life has to offer us, it flees. And then we don't have that joy and success and that ability to offer to others either. And that's what's so sad, is that you miss out on the opportunity for the people that you're going to help. And a lot of people think they're so afraid to pick up that phone and talk to people because they don't. There's lots of reasons, you guys. I could list them from here to kingdom come. But the thing is, it's really their mindset. It's really their mindset. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't have to know. You just have to know that you want better for yourself, and you're hoping that they are along for the ride. They want better for themselves as well. And you have to keep moving forward and pushing yourself for success. So I'm gonna cover the 5 different ways of this was a mentor of mine, 5 different ways to practice to help change your mindset. Okay, these are things that I started, and I'm gonna go 5 to 1, and just because that's how he always did it for me. And I already talked about the 5th one, and that is practicing gratitude. If you focus on your gratitude, it definitely changes your sight, it changes your perspective, and it changes everything. When you have the attitude of gratitude, you see joy in the little things. You guys, I got a cute old new water jug here for my birthday. Look how cute that is from my grandbabies. How cute is that? My daughter and my son too. So, but I mean, I find joy in drinking out of that because I know they gave it to me. Little things like that, just finding the joy in the small things like that. That's like a big old hug from them because they love me and they want me to have my water because I knew I couldn't get up a lot from my desk. So, just little things like that. So finding gratitude and practicing that, and that we have a lot of examples of different types of gratitude and the way that we give it. I love to do a gratitude prayer and to offer it up and asking for his direction through my life and through my day. And that also really does help. It really focuses you on a different path. And the number 4, and this is what he would always say, is embrace failure. You guys, I'm gonna repeat that again because that's a biggie. Embrace failure. You know why? From the lessons that you learn. And he would always give the story of Thomas Edison. I think it wasn't that son? I think he would say that one. It was Thomas Edison. He would say 1,000 times he failed, and it was the 1,001 that he found success. And can you imagine if he stopped at 1,000? Like, I'm done at 1,000. I can't do it anymore. But he kept going, right? So failure isn't a sign that you're a loser. Failure is a sign of growth and progress. And it's about taking that failure, learning from it, and pushing forward. That's what it's all about. It's going to make you a better person. Number 3 is surround yourself with positive influences. Okay, so that means you really have to take accountability and focus on the people in your life. And I know a lot of people, you've heard that you are the sum of the 5 people that you hang out with the most. Or I know I said that terribly, but you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. And there's a lot of truth to that. You know why? Because their mindset rubs off on you. What they think, what they feel rubs off on you. So you really have to take accountability. And I'm going to say, first and foremost, I'm not advocating for you to cut people out of your life, okay? But you can limit the negative exposure. And if it's hurtful to your heart and it's hurtful to you, then you might want to rethink about it and you make your own decision. But you need to look at that and see what is bringing you down and what's lifting you up. And start to surround yourself with like-minded people. I choose my garden of friends very carefully, very selectively, because I want to have positivity in my life. I want that love that I give to all of you guys. I want it back. Obviously, I want to be loved, just like all of you. I'm worthy of it. I know you guys are. So I choose that selectively for people that encourage and uplift me, that I could turn to. And in return, I am a very fierce person. I will give all my love to them back. So just make sure that you're looking and reflecting, because when you start down this path, it's so different that a lot of people will tell you negative things. You can't do that. That's not going to work. That's never going to happen, because that's what's happened to them. They've let it go. They've stopped. They've not decided to go down this path. That doesn't mean it's your outcome. It's only your outcome if you choose it to be. If you choose it to be. Rory always says, but V marketing, work on getting 10 who get 10, right? Work on 10 who have 10 to help your success. And that's as difficult or as easy as you want it to be. It's all about this. So that's the next one. So number 2 is, and I talk a lot about this and there's a reason for it, but that's set goals. And not only set goals, but take action. And I speak on this. I'm going to speak on this again on a Saturday, probably towards the end of June here, because it's the end of the quarter. I'm going to do a big old quarterly assessment on one of our Saturdays here. But set goals. Goals are a vision for you. They help break you out of your negative thoughts, and they help you focus for what you want to achieve. Now, I've had goals since I was little. And until I realized the value of the goals and the action that went together, that's when success hit for me. So when I figured out, okay, I can write these goals from here till I'm, in the grave, and nothing's going to change unless I take the action steps to acquire them. So every day I'm writing I call them my needle movers. Every day I'm doing those actions, those things, that tasks that get me closer to that goal. And I think of goals of this way, you guys. I'm here to develop my talents and my gifts from my maker. And those goals are going to get me there. Those goals are going to push me to develop my talents, to help share with others, and to help share that love with you all. And it's going to get me there. And that's what I think of with goals. I love goals. I love them for that reason. And the last, and I think the most important thing, is positive self-talk. Positive self-talk. You know how many people I hear talk down on themselves? They make a mistake. I'm so stupid. I can't believe I did that. I can't do anything right. Why would you say that? Why? Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Why did you just say that? Would you say that to a child? Why are you saying that to you? Because you're somebody's child. And so you have to practice the art of positive self-talk. When you start to think negatively, you need to think positively. My mother would say, if I said something negative about myself, say 3 things nice. Go look at yourself in the mirror and say 3 things nice right now. Because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. There's no mistakes in you. So you have to practice that positive self-talk. And whatever that is for you, whether it's in the mornings, I love to do this in the mornings when I'm after my Bible study and through my prayer and my gratitude. That's when I put that into effect. And when I have a bad moment, and trust me, there's many too. There's many. I still have lots of times where things come up in my day and I have to fix them. Running several companies, that happens. And I just have to think, okay, it's going to be okay. It's only my path because of that he knew I could conquer it. So it's going to be okay. And I'm going to move forward. What am I going to learn from this? How am I going to achieve a satisfactory result from here? And that happens. And you just have to practice and make it a process, and that you develop over and over again until it becomes your default mode, until it becomes what you think of when you're off, right? And when you start, whatever you're thinking of when your mind's wandering, that's your default mode. So just keep making it a practice. Keep doing the things that you need to do until you find that success and that happiness, you guys. And here's the secret with our system. I'm going to tell you, well, there's no secret, but the secret is you have to keep going. You have to do the things, the action items, I call them, that get you success. Okay. So you have to build your PBS. You have to write the pages. You have to post the ads. You have to do that. That's the step number one. Then you have to, if you want to become an instructor, you have to become an instructor. You have to learn how to do a BRT, how to have conversation with somebody, how to care. If you don't care, you have to learn how to care. You have to want their success like you want your own. That's it. People know realism. And I'm talking to all of you guys, and I'm speaking from my heart, and I know you all can hear it because it's real. I'm not selling you a pile of books. I'm telling you how I really feel, right? Rory and I love you. We want your success. It's why this was developed. We didn't have to start Triple R 247. We were perfectly comfortable living the way we were. Rory had a greater vision to help people who didn't know how to help themselves, because he was blessed with those mentors that helped change his mindset, that helped directed him for success. So he wanted to help all of you, or anyone who didn't know how to help yourself. And that's the difference. That's why we did this whole thing. So we're truthfully here because we care about you. We want you to be happy, and we want you to find success. And I promise you that starts with your mindset, and then it starts with your actions. It starts with doing those actions. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. You're just going to talk to somebody who started like you. That's it. If you have a question, guess what? We got a training for that. We got instructors for that. We got people that will love on you and help you, because there's no dumb question. There's not one dumb question. We're all here to help your growth and your success. And that's what we're all about, is finding the success that we have. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Anything you guys can dream, you can achieve. Anything you guys want, you can find, you can get. You just have to practice the mindset, practice your belief system, and follow the action plans of your goals. God bless you guys. I wish you guys an amazing